everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Maura and I'm a physical therapist and certified yoga teacher. Today I'll be sharing a yoga practice for your recovery day. And with any training program, it's important to give yourself adequate rest to allow your body to heal so that you can get better. As always, please make sure that it is safe for you to be practicing yoga and that you are always listening to your body. You're more than welcome to utilize props and variations or skip anything that doesn't work for you. Props are not required, but I do recommend having some blocks, a blanket, and a strap nearby so that you can pull them into your practice at any moment. I'll link what I'm using below so that you can check that out. Let's get started in a relaxing child's pose today. Knees wide toward the edges of the mat and come down to the mat. And we'll start with some slow, deep breathing. And from child's pose, I'm coming into some thread the needle variation in child's pose. So take the right arm and go ahead and thread it through. You'll get a little bit of twisting here, but not quite as much as if you were coming in from tabletop. So just do what's comfortable. And gently press yourself up. And do the other side, left hand underneath. Slowly unwind your twist. And coming up into tabletop for some cat-cow, some flexion and extension, spinal mobilization. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, extending the spine. And then exhale, round and flex and press away. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. And coming back into tabletop, placing your right leg out to the side, coming into gate pose, standing up tall, and then place your hand on the thigh as you reach up and side bend with the left. Try not to place any stress directly through your knee joint. Exhale, back down, bring the leg in, and we'll go through a few more cat and cows. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. 2 more. And back in tabletop, extend the left leg out to the side, turn the sole of the foot toward the floor, rising up, and then reach down on the left side as you raise the right arm up. Release your hands back down. Bring your knee in. Move your hands about a palm print forward. Tuck the toes and shift up and back to downward facing dog, taking any pedaling movements here. We're moving slow today, just trying to take the body through all types of different movements. And exhale the knees down. Bring the right foot to the top of the mat, in between the hands, lifting up for a low lunge. Exhale the left hand down, right arm up. You can stay here or lift up into easy twist. It's up to you. Drop the back knee. If you took that option, bring your hand down and sweep that right foot around, shifting the weight into the left hand and the left knee, coming up for modified side plank, option for full side plank, or to grab the foot and give yourself a quad stretch here. Release the foot if you took that option. Look down, bring your hand and your knee back down to the mat. Bring your hands forward and press up and back into downward facing dog. Keep pedaling if that feels good. Bring your knees to the mat. Bring the left foot forward in between the hands and lift up nice and tall for low lunge on the left. Bring the right hand down, left hand up, low lunge twist, option to come up into easy twist by lifting the back knee. Release that hand down, release the knee down, step that foot back, shifting the weight into the right hand and the right knee, coming up to modified side plank, option for quad stretch here or coming up to full side plank. Release whatever option you took. Bring your hands and knees back down to the mat and press up for downward facing dog. Stay here or take a flow, shifting forward to plank. Knees down or chaturanga, lower down. Inhale to Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale your right leg up. Bend the knee, plant the foot in between the hands and turn the back toes out, coming up to warrior one. Straighten the front leg. Maybe you'd like to stay here, or maybe bring the back foot in slightly, coming into pyramid pose. I like to have some blocks available for this. A lot of hamstring stretching in pyramid. Bend into the front knee. Lift your upper body up as you come up into Warrior 3, keeping that hip down, neutral orientation. Inhale that leg up, and then release, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths. Inhale the left leg up. Bring the foot in between the hands, turning the back toes out for Warrior 1. Front knee is stacked over the ankle to protect the joint. Straighten the front leg and stay here for a wide pyramid pose, or bring the back leg in slightly if that's more comfortable for you. Send the hips back, and with control, bring the hands down to the floor or a block for pyramid. Bend into the front knee to come up and shift into the front leg for Warrior 3. It's okay if you lose your balance. Luckily, this wall was right here. And keep that right hip down, keep the pelvis level. A little balance challenge here, balance and strength. Inhale to stand, and release into your forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Stay here or take a flow, shifting forward to plank, knees down, or chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale to Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths. Coming into Pigeon. If Pigeon doesn't work for you, you're welcome to take a reclined figure 4 stretch or any other hip rotator stretch of your choice. If you're coming into Pigeon, shift forward to plank and bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Just let the knee bend naturally. And then walk your back leg back until you reach your edge and either the pelvis hits the mat or you feel like you can't go any further. If you'd like a little bit of support, if you're not reaching the mat, you can place a block or a blanket under the hips to keep them level so that you can fully relax into this pose. If you'd like to come down to the elbows and rest the head, we'll take 10 deep breaths in any variation of your Pigeon. And gently lift yourself back up. Tuck the back toes, careful with coming out of pigeon, just the same. Lift back up into your downward facing dog and just pedal your feet out as the sensation comes back into that right leg. And we'll come into pigeon on the left, shifting forward, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist, allowing the knee to bend wherever it goes naturally. Slide your hips back, using any props to support your pelvis to keep it level. If you'd like to come down to your forearms, we'll take 10 deep breaths in any variation that you're in. And slowly lift yourself up, remove any props, tuck your toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take any movements here. And we'll make our way to a seated position. And start with your legs out in front of you, coming into half Lord of the Fishes pose. So take your right leg, cross it over the left, and then take that left leg and just tuck it in like a half easy seat. From here, we're gonna lift up nice and tall, and then just hook that elbow on the knee as you twist to the right. Gently unwind your twist. And before we go to the other side, we'll come into boat pose, sitting up tall and leaning back slightly on your sits bones. Float the feet up if that feels comfortable. You can stay here, you can let go, you can extend the legs all the way. It's up to you. Release your pose. Coming into the other side, cross the left foot over and then tuck the right leg under, half easy seat, coming into half Lord of the Fishes. Sit up nice and tall, maybe leaning back a little bit to free up that hip as you come into your twist on the left side. Gently unwind your twist. We'll come into one more boat pose before we come down to the floor. So sit up nice and tall, lean back slightly, pull those abdominals in, and come into any variation of your boat pose. 3 deep breaths here. And release those legs down. Slowly make your way down to your back. And once you're here, we'll take a spinal twist, bringing the arms out to the sides, keeping the knees and the feet together, gently dropping the knees over to the right. And try and keep the opposite shoulder grounded if that's comfortable for you. And slowly lift your legs up and over one at a time as we come back through center and drop them over to the left side. Try to keep the right shoulder grounded if that's comfortable. Inhale the knees back up and take any last movements or props that you need to be fully comfortable in your Shavasana, the final resting pose. You're releasing all effort. It's important not to skip this pose, but especially if you're focusing on recovery, this is a very important part of your practice. Gently bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Take your time rolling over to your side and pressing back up to a seated position. No need to move quickly. We'll take one last deep inhale and exhale here. Inhaling, arms overhead, and exhale, palms to the mat. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yoga for Recovery Day practice today. Leave a comment below and let me know how this practice went for you. And don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help my channel and help to support accessible yoga on the internet. Make sure you check out this post-workout cool-down yoga, which will be popping up right here for your regular workout days. Favorite it, save it, and come back to it whenever. See you next time.